So, how you been?
I'm good.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm greater than I'm great.
You know, like right now, we are on that tail end. We're getting into the party season.
Yes.
Like the bar season.
September, October,
is
November.
over. Now it's October.
Yeah.
Guys, that's October, September tulikataa. Sasa tuko kwa bar. The odi wa Muranga song. Mode wa ma. Ulisema hatuendi mbali. Hapa ni wapi? Kwa bar.
Bas. Yeah,
Nice one, because I think there's so many parties,
right,
that are going to be happening from next month.
From tomorrow.
Yeah, from tomorrow.
Yeah, back to back.
Kwanza kesho Tiwa Savage. Kwambox will be on stage.
Yeah, Fally Ipupa.
Mi unajua nitakuwa hapo groupie.
Tutakuwa
Mad.
But I told you, let this be put on. I'm not coming with you at 11. Kwambox wants me to go with her when she's supposed to be there.
Girl, beggars are
To
not
do what?
choosers. You can't come in my squad. She tells me, can I come in your squad? I'm like, yeah, cool. As long as you're with me. Right?
Yeah.
You want me to pull up? Do you know me? You know me. Even you, I think you are testing me.
Do you know?
You are testing
No,
me.
I'm also going to be there from Mapema because the best time for you to fika like is at that time.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull up at 11. Maybe like at 3.
11 is sound check, sis.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's fine. Then we're in this together.
This is what she wants to show up when Fally is on stage.
That's like
No,
usiku.
I want to show up like during the day. You know, at least have some day activities. You know, content creation, nini. So I'll be there early. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't show up usiku. Those people who show up at a concert at night, Mazay, and you're there, you're
Amen.
having fun, and then they're like, Nico, go get. I'm at the
Surely.
entrance, come pick me. Yeah,
I'm like, no, you're on your own.
Yani, you turn back, you see this whole crowd of people. And then you're like, so now I'm supposed to like maneuver,
No,
you go
but
all
this,
the way.
this sounds like a nigga problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Facts.
because girls, yeah.
No way.
We're the ones who are calling.
Once I'm inside the concert,
It
and
is.
it's a Nico, go get. Tupatana kesho. Okay, thank you.
It is.
Yeah, it's not what do I do?
I'm so sorry. Have you seen that, Nini? The trending TikTok? I have to show you guys. You know me, I'm a
What happened
TikTok
in the
queen.
TikTok?
So it's just a random clip of someone saying, I'm so sorry in like a South African accent.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll call you tomorrow, nah?
So guys are putting those captions for when I fell asleep last night when he called me. So it's like, I'm so sorry.
It's important. Me, I'm sorry. Yo. If like, as you know, we've gone. You want me to struggle to come outside to get you?
Yeah.
But I missed the concert.
But why do
Because
babes
why?
do that?
Hey, unless you're paying me,
You
like
know?
unless you're actually paying me, like you're even my boss, man. I'll just be like, see, we meet on Monday.
And then usually it's like if you're a guy, it's the babes that you're with would actually be like, yeah, so Combox is at the entrance. And then
So you
look
go
at
get
you.
her.
You're a gentleman.
Go
You
and get her.
best believe you're going to get her, my friend.
That's why you say,
If you want a chance with
I'm
me.
here with the drinks. I'll these drinks. I'm going to make sure.
No,
I'm
but
looking
if
at
he
them.
wants a chance with that babe who's asking, he's gonna go get
Ama
her.
you tell her,
you're gonna go get her.
no, come to the stage. Once you get to the stage, now
Call
you look
me.
to the left, you'll see that huge.
You are trying to
Nini.
give women direction.
Actually, that's how. Yeah,
Apple, right
yeah, I'm
next
just like
to
at
the
the
screen.
stage. Yeah.
I'm over there, in and around there. Just walk around, you'll find me. I'm wearing this and this and
Yeah.
this.
But this one is going to be a big event. I'm excited. But guys,
Same.
I mean, we're getting into event season, like you said.
Yeah.
It got me thinking because, of course, we're December. Summer bunnies are around the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Around the corner. For us single ladies, we say,
Single
Thank
lingos.
you. Carrie, I know you're just like, damn. I remember those days.
You remember the last time?
Relationship.
The last time Summer Bunnies came with another strain of STI that was not here.
Wait, what?
You don't remember some summer?
How would I know? I wasn't in the streets.
Was it?
Was it
was
syphilis?
It was super gonorrhea.
Oh my God. No,
Stop.
that was the Langas.
That was the Langas.
Yeah, but where did the Langas get it?
Summer Bunnies came through with something that was different. I think it was 2020 COVID season.
Stop.
It was not COVID.
It wasn't COVID.
Apart from COVID,
TB.
there was something else. So even people were saying, like, you're scared of catching COVID. There is this STI that Summer Bunnies have come
my
with.
goodness.
So
My God.
best believe You just celebrate here summer bunnies.
You get out of here. Stop spoiling first. Yo,
just because you've been in a relationship for 5 minutes.
just listen.
He's been in a relationship for 5 minutes.
Who's told you we want sex?
goodness.
It's not sex we
Yeah.
want. You know what I want? Dollars. You know
Dollar bills, yo.
you know where the Kenyan shilling is.
Yeah.
Right now, baby, let me tell you.
Dollars and pounds.
If you're a summer bunny, look at me.
Look into my eyes.
Look into my eyes. Are you seeing me? Come with your dollars. And remember,
And
the
pounds.
moment you land in Kenya, we are not spending my money anymore. It's yours we are spending. Because think about it, for every shilling I remove, it's like it's 10 cents for you. So that's how I think people...
That makes sense. No, that makes sense.
No, but the cents are as valuable to them.
What I unasema?
Yeah, because they buy $3 drinks, you buy 400 bob drinks. As in,
No, but them, when they go to drink, how much do you think they spend on drinks? Yeah, they're spending peanuts. Why should I have to spend my money?
And it's even more peanutter than you last left, my friend. Now it's even
more
much cheaper.
peanutter.
And you keep quiet, right? Keep quiet.
I mean, it's the same.
It's not the same.
It's just that theirs doesn't have zeros.
You know the pound is 180 shillings.
And then you know the best.
so
Right
how much,
now.
how
So
much is the drink?
them when they go out, no, it's not £2. Are you crazy? When they go, wait, how much do they spend? Maybe
Less.
Yeah.
A drink is like £2.
Less than £2. Well, which drink are you drinking?
No.
As in-
No,
Listen.
going out in the States and the UK is
It's
very
cheap, it's
expensive.
cheap.
No, it's expensive compared to here.
Bro.
Because here you can like come and just you can have like bottle service, nini. There everyone buys beer because it's the only thing they can afford. You can't have at Milan
hang out with rich people when you're over there, man. You just drink beer. People pop champagne, man.
No, they do, but what percentage? There are also 3%ers there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
It's
like
true, it's
regular people, the summer bunnies who are coming here, they don't have money to pop champagne in where they live.
Okay.
But it's not
They do it here.
Guys, it's not even about the exchange rate. It's what you're not getting. Give me a chance, I tell you.
Okay.
You know, summer bunnies will tell you every time they go to have you ever gone to another country like when you're in SA and you're buying stuff with the rand, but you don't, you're doing the math from rand to dollar, then dollar to Kenya shilling. Let's tell you that math in Nguanga sa zingine. So as summer bunny is coming, you just say, how much is the drink? It's $100. And they keep just giving you $100 to go to the bar. Shut up. Stop spoiling my hustle. I have cousins who are coming, right? I'm cooling their money. My guy, all the money that they've worked for since January to December, since Ruto's government came in, bruv. Like, it's like now what I was earning last year is now half. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the cost of everything has gone up, but them, their dollar is getting stronger.
You know?
Even in this tough Russia,
It's
Putin,
doubled,
Ukraine, the things I'm told by my CS, Ukraine, Putin, it's like they don't affect America. So then they come with their dollars. I'm a cool at that dollar.
But one thing people need to know, summer bunnies like that. Summer bunnies that you'd actually have fun around when they're back are people who are working over there.
Yeah.
If you're a student in the States, you're not a summer bunny. Wewe ulikuwa umeenda.
Umerudi ushago.
Na umerudi tu shag. Ile pesa kidogo uko nayo, they're probably, flipping burgers and stuff.
Even in Ushago, yo tunataka yo flipping burger yako. Have you ever had guys go to Doha?
Dare you?
Let me tell you how relas are. African relas, and I know it happens to other African countries, so it's not just a Kenyan thing, right? The moment Karen, have you ever asked yourself why people don't even like hanging around Wilson? Wanasimama hapo kwa fence wakiangalia hivi. Right? JKIA. You've not driven on Langata.
But like, I really want to know where this is going.
Because people in shags believe, hata ule mwenye anafanya kazi kwa airport, you said, tell them, anafanya kazi Wilson napanguza mandege. Guys expect money from you because you have gone Maju. Right?
Like you get paid
even
back.
If Maju is Uganda, bruv. Mtu anakupigia simu, mtoto amekuwa mgonjwa tu $2. Uganda shillings is even less than Kenya shillings, bruv. But you go to Doha, you are someone's nanny. Again, the Mwarabu there is picking you. Kicking you around, to paying you, and locking you up, and you're hungry. The moment you pick up the phone, you're like, let me call my family. They must know. And then you call your family. $2. Hey, wananichapa, wananipiga, oi, wananitesa. And then your parents says, hiyo ni vibaya. Lakini wanakulipa. Wanakulipa.
And then they start telling you shit.
You know why I'm here. We don't have to do this every time. But you know what? I don't mind reminding you kindly, softly, gently to do the thing. Subscribe, like, share, comment.
Unakumbuka ile ng'ombe ilivunjika mguu?
Ng'ombe inaenda kuzaa ndama alianguka. Sasa, and that's just guys for shags. They don't care. They don't care what you're doing there. So, with all due respect, don't care if you're washing bodies. Bruv,
You can't be spending that money.
Milan.
Guy.
We're going to, for all those diabs that you watched in the States,
Yeah.
right? Ajungu diabs. Don't worry.
Oh my days.
We're going to make you feel like the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
here.
Once the sparklers have... Me, I'll take your $1. I go to the bar. I say, leta chupa mbwekse.
Open a tab.
And then the babes come. Dori.
Dorime.
And you forget about the diabs. Paka hata harufu ya diabs haiko.
Yeah.
Not perfume, you are smelling good. By the way, shout out to all those Kenyans that work and all those Africans that go abroad and do like jobs. Because people here in Africa say, ati unosha mtu.
Okay.
I think we need translate.
Do we have some bunnies?
Hold on. You know how someone tells you, ati, you're washing bodies in America and asses of white people? I can never. But you're eating their dollars. You're
Yeah.
eating those
Yeah,
dollars.
you're eating the-
Yeah, you're eating those dead body dollars. But eating, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
But if you tell that same person who's washing bodies, huko, akuje hapa, oh, your auntie is sick. Oh, pole. Cannot wash that body. No, real talk.
I think
But other ninis,
Huko.
I mean, you do what you gotta do for money.
the
Yeah.
older summer bunnies, people who are like probably in their 40s, in their 50s, they're the ones who like would come back on the dealo. Like you just get to find out. Maze, kumbe,
They
you're in
around.
Diani.
Yeah.
When did you figure? I came here last month. I've been here for this long.
Yeah.
But now, youngins, that's when
announce.
you start announcing even before you travel.
Motherland, just landed in the motherland.
Yo,
Yeah.
what's good, Africa?
What's good,
You know,
Africa?
Back.
Yeah.
I'm back bigger and better. And some of us ulienda Dubai.
There's those ones even
But
before
what was it?
even before you ficad, like now they start hitting you up and be like, yo, Kwambox, you know, I'll be in Kenya from this time
So we gotta
to
link
this
up,
time.
you know, we
So
gotta
we
link
have to
up.
link
Yeah.
up. We have to do this. We have to do this. What's good in Kenya?
Yeah.
Sijui nini,
Gotta take
nini,
you to the
nini.
clubs. I gotta see the clubs.
Kwambox is just responding to you, man.
Knowing she's about to tell you, I think it's $100.
Bruh,
telling you everything.
Honest. I'm just being honest. And it is kind of $100 because the currency has gone up.
Might as well
the
be.
Kenya shilling, 100. Yeah, that's where we're at. And that's just my story and I'm sticking to it. Now,
Yeah.
Carrie, we're not hanging out with you.
Why?
Where? You come here to bust my hustle.
Imagine.
As in, you said it yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Now,
bust her hustle,
apart
please.
from
Our
summer
hustle.
bunnies, now there'll be that group of people of taking pictures of Kwaheri Kenya. Not the airports.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so there'll be different kinds. So
Switching.
now when you're traveling outside the country, is the response the same
When they're leaving?
Yeah, no, not when you're leaving. The Kenyans that you're going to meet there,
Yeah.
are they as excited to say, "Oh, you're going to come into the States, so now we want to spend your money"? Ama you go there to spend their
Spend
money?
our money.
As
What
long
is wrong with you?
As long
No,
as
see,
you
if
have
you're
your
traveling, you
dollar.
have bank.
No, as long
Ama
as
if you're going to
dollars.
Dubai.
Excuse me, teacher. Do you understand you're in Africa? Everywhere you go, you are the small sister.
To chop money.
Okay, here's my question. If you have a smaller sibling, do you eat their money?
No.
Exactly. Africa is a young democracy.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I love
Africa is
it.
a young democracy, right? Carrie, if you are going to visit your uncle in Switzerland and you're going to use your Kenya shillings to turn them into Swiss francs,
Are you crazy?
frankly speaking, your mind is like Swiss cheese. It has holes.
No.
Oh
What is
my
that?
God.
What is happening?
But if you're traveling to Switzerland,
Eh.
for you to get that visa, so you have to prove that you have bank.
Yes, but
So
it's
now
not
that
for
bank is not for spending.
What is
It's
wrong
not
with you?
enough. That's just for upkeep.
Carrie,
We're
do you
talking about
understand how
spending.
people-
Yes, that's
We're
upkeep.
talking about spending.
Do you know
have
how
to
guys in
prove.
Stato, mtu anaenda anafanya kazi kama shopkeeper.
Men.
Hiyo inaitwaje the
Target.
Zile duka zao they have the
Stores.
No, there's another word they
What,
have.
7-Eleven?
Bodega. Nega.
It's like a
So they
convenience store.
bodega, right? Mtu anafanya kazi kwa bodega. Alafu jioni anaenda na panguza haga,
Kiosk, hiyo ni
right?
kiosk
Na
yao.
anashika
Yeah.
$5,000, $2,500 in a month.
Imagine.
Okay?
Yeah.
Kwa sababu analipwa per hour. Wewe umepagawa kama unaenda kuchukua pesa yako
Umepagawa.
to take there because you work like a slave from Monday to Monday for 7 weeks, right? And you don't
You just said umepagawa. I'm sorry.
See,
Continue.
I mean,
Continue. I'm
are
sorry.
we together?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So how can you take that your basic need? And in fact, they're looking at you, they're
imagine.
just like, Aki, keep your It's like you're going
Just
to meet
keep
your
it.
sponyo.
Yeah.
They make much more money.
You're
for
going to
sure.
meet your older
so when you
sibling.
get there, when
Or your-
you're going to your people abroad, they expect you to carry money.
But that's unfair, man.
No, it's not unfair. We
You need to
as
stop going to
long
visit
as
babes.
No,
Visit niggas.
I think it's a guy
This is
thing
a
there.
nigga.
I think it's a guy thing because it's unfair. Because if you look at the job they're doing, and end of the day, I actually think you might be making more money than them. It's just that they live there. And even if you go to their house, like, have you seen apartments, especially in places like New York, Marcel? Like, this whole place can be someone's apartment.
Okay,
Yeah.
They
fast.
live in a place
Why
like
are
that.
they
Your
staying?
house is huge.
Okay.
You have like 3 floors.
You keep quiet fast. That's your 3-floor house, right? It's in Nairobi. Okay? It's okay. Well, not in Nairobi. You can't live in a 3. Maybe you are living in the outskirts.
Outskirts.
Right? You are
Syokimau.
staying somewhere there, right? But in New York, you have to ask yourself a question. This person has the option of moving to Brooklyn or somewhere, right? Because New York, everybody knows it's an expensive city.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Unadu,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, then
So-
they go and live in like New Jersey or
yeah,
something.
so as they're telling you they don't have money, it's true for New York.
For New York.
But when they come to Nairobi, nigga, they have money.
Oh my
They're
guys are
balling.
ballers.
Yes.
Yet they've not paid
Because
rent.
that money is not expensive there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, as in,
The standards of living,
No,
yeah.
Nailewa, but me, I'm insisting on the fact that I feel it is unfair for them. Because
not.
the kind of life they're
You're
living,
talking to your cousins.
the kind of life they're living, like day to day, it's not cool. It's like daylight robbery, man.
Listen,
You-
we're
when you
talking
haven't
about
seen us-
shopping money. That's
These guys
what
not see- Are you not
matters.
seeing us?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you're good.
Who's where?
You
Where?
having
At
to
the end of
travel,
the day,
going Maju.
we
going
are
there to hustle.
chopping that money.
Anyway, let's focus on the summer bunnies.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my list of things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure I'm picking up my summer bunny peeps so that I can tell them, hey, we picture the fuel station. You know, just hear me out. Kenyans are nasty
Okay.
people, right? The average Kenyan in Kenya, unaweza pikwa se kutoka kwa makwao. So, nikuje nipitie Joyce, nipitie Kerry, na nipitie kwa Petit. Na wataniona tu nikifuel. And no,
Wakikuangalia
hakuna mtu
tu.
atabanjuka atasema, let me go and get crisps chewing gum and leave the car and come back when the car is filled and I've paid and we move on, right? Mzungu, hawa wazungu, nini bandia hawa wetu,
Yeah.
right? These Kenyans who are coming back, returnees, summer bunnies.
Yeah, when you
I
enter
forget
the petrol
their names,
station,
right?
yeah?
As soon as nipite atapeta, I'm just like, I think I might need to fuel. Let me, even if it's just
You make
checking
sure you
water.
go-
I dilly-dally there, I'm like, angalia maji, angalia oil, tires, so that they can just say, I think your tank. Oh no, this can it can move.
It's
No,
fine.
let's
It's
fill it up.
okay.
Jaza. I repeat, na weke kwa hizi container.
Wewe, nasikia, jaza.
Jaza,
Weke
I
kwa
repeat,
boot.
na weke kwa hizi container, take away. Thanks. Because they don't know the price of
Yeah,
the
you know.
time, and get them on first week.
Yeah.
Because by the time second week reality imewagonga,
Yeah.
na wameingia Milan, wamespend pesa huko,
Bas.
wanafika, it's just
Wameenda
$100.
sijui,
B&B
$100.
wamegongwa huko, tumeingia Quiver Kilimani, tumeingia Quiver Thika Road, right? Tumeteremka, tumeingia sijui wapi hapo. Second week they are sitting here on their 16th hangi, they are just like, how much do I have? How much Kenya is expensive. Now at that point you can't gonga them because they've started to understand. But the first week,
Yeah.
kula yo pesa.
Yeah,
Hello.
exactly.
Like I said,
Hello.
daylight robbery. Mazayani wa Kenya nyini majambazi
See,
kabisa.
wa Kenya, we're Africans. And this is a third world. Tuliambiwa shithole African continent.
It's shithole country.
Yes, shithole, man.
Yeah.
Allow
As long
us.
as you're coming from a country where your currency is stronger than ours,
Yeah.
we are eating the money together.
So South Africa, when you come here, we are buying
we are
things for
eating
you.
the money together.
So you'd let Ugandans eat your money?
Yes.
No, as for our ninis, our currency is stronger.
Yeah,
And
as
to
in,
them,
that's what you're saying.
to them, no, them. I don't know any Ugandans, please.
Can't see me. Don't
But
worry, I
if
got
they're
you, girl.
coming here-
When you come to Kenya, don't worry. I'll buy everything and give you the bill.
But I can go to UG and like chop my money because I only need like 5,000 for me to be rich
Which
in
country
Uganda.
would
No,
You
but
think-
you know, prices are like, it's different. Like if you balance it out, you're definitely going to spend more or less the same amount.
What do you
It's
mean?
just the zeros. It's like a loaf of bread here is what, like 100 bob. In Uganda, it's 1,500. It's still 100 shillings.
No, it's not the same price. Even their commodities are not the same price.
You are
You know, the
tiring
last
me.
time I went there, we bought a beer for 150. You, which club are you going to go in Nairobi? Where a club-
150 bob.
150
Yeah, beer is
Kenya
cheap there.
shillings.
Now you got your
Club
math
in a
wrong.
car B&B.
No, she probably
like
got
a
her math wrong.
bougie. No, I'm talking about a bougie club.
Yeah, but booze even in South Africa is cheaper.
Aye.
It's cheaper than here.
It
right?
is actually, even their cocktails. I was actually surprised.
You have to
Yeah.
when you have no electricity. You have to give guys something to drink.
I was actually surprised. I was expecting to pay a lot on like especially their cocktails. It was actually quite
But then
affordable.
speaking of South Africa, guys, unfortunately, we have to talk about this. I know all those other things we say are jokes, right? But they're real, but they're jokes. But this one we have to talk about because it pissed me off, right? Xenophobia in South Africa is back in a big way.
Back?
In a big way. Like, I was watching a documentary where they were talking about this group called Sijui Dudula. Dudula, yes, Dudula, right? And basically, oh my God, how do I say this in a not nasty way? But they were also not being nasty. They just want foreigners gone.
That's what they said.
And these are not white foreigners. These are the foreigners that live in their townships, that run the shops. To be frank, it's the Ethiopians who run shops there, and Somalis, and kuna nationality ingine ilitajwa, not Nigerians, there are others. But then, as in, when you see these people and the amount of hate that they are saying about, it's. And I don't want you to judge them and say, how can they? Because it's coming from a point of lacking, but they think, this guy has a shop here. He's taking our opportunity. So they're like, it's like when Chinese people moved into Kenya and we were hearing stories of tea, they were even selling in Gikomba. Right? And Gikosh guys got pissed. Think of it like that.
Oh, okay.
But now, the story, unfortunately, it makes South Africans look like they don't like any other African country. Unfortunately, right? Because nobody is going to read that. I watched the whole documentary because I'm a journalist to be able to have an understanding. And then I read, but the headlines that were carried is that South Africans, because there's a video of, like they have like toy market, right? Foreigners have come, they've set up, they're doing their selling all sorts of things. They're Kenyans, they're all sorts of people. And then they just come and just start sumboing them. So they have to pack like kanjo and run, right? And then someone is recording and is like, look, they're running like cockroaches.
Guy.
Bruv, I watched a video. These mamas are walking through so now you have your shops on this street, right? They're walking through, they're singing these songs like, these foreigners, they're like our asses. And these are mamas. And then they're now doing these.
Are you serious?
In front of your shop. I kid you not. The link is on BBC Africa. You can check it out, right? So I find this very, very shameful in 2023.
It's very shameful.
But I feel like South Africa is being highlighted because I think xenophobia is everywhere. I think even here in Kenya, if South Sudanese people start speaking, if people from Burundi share with you their experiences here, Congolese, right? Somalis, right? I think when you get to a space and people feel like, in your frustration, it's easy to remove it on the foreigner. And that's what has happened. So,
but I feel like Kenya has always been such a metropolitan country.
In the space that you live in. And do you know South Sudanese? I was hanging out with my South Sudanese friends on 3 weeks ago. And at some point I had to go talk to cops. This babe has a Land Cruiser. Right? Okay. Just to drive off. Like she's parked, this is a nice spot, and she's driving off, and the cop has come and stood by the moti and wants to see her documents. This is her car. Right?
Really?
So harassment is real. The average South Sudanese who's born and raised in Kenya or moved here doesn't get their ID.
Kenyan ID?
Yes. Yeah. You're born and raised here. You won't get your ID.
Why?
Yeah. So you see, these are the things.
Oh my God.
We as Kenyans will be like, oh, these South Africans, I cannot believe. And the rest of Africa who's probably watching this will be like, yeah, they're xenophobic. But you have to understand, it comes from a point of when you're lacking. You see, you can live with people and say, no, we have the Americans, we have the Chinese, but someone who's in the ghetto and then is struggling for the same resources with that one, alafu unaona wakielevate just a bit, you start saying, these people are taking opportunities. It's not true. It's not true.
Subscription ni kitu ya kunyima mtu. Like na hii economy. Nah, for real. Just tap in that button. Hiyo tu. Just go ahead and do it, man. Let's get to 1,000 likes. I think in South Africa, the reason why people highlight it the most is because there's a time that xenophobia got violent. And they said, like the bun shops, the big people, you'd find out like there's foreigners who actually lose their lives. So maybe that's why you'd highlight it there. Because I've not really seen in Kenya, as much as people don't want the Chinese community in Gikomba or China Center, all those toros, you don't find Kenyans going and beating up a foreigner because that you have a shop here and that you need to move out. Yes, there would be like certain remarks of things that you get and like names thrown at them, but it doesn't get violent.
Yeah, but statistically, South Africa is like more violent than like 90% of
but
Africa, even foreign
a lack
like
of
countries.
resources.
Yeah.
I feel for that space because I feel like, especially now, the economy is in tatters. Like we talk about ours, theirs is terrible, and then on top of that, compound these issues with lack of steamer. Like there are places where they don't have steamer for 2 days straight, 3 days straight, like 1 week, right?
Yeah.
And you're in.
First it was water,
You're
now
in
electricity.
Alexandra, right? Alexandra, the township is just like Kibra, right? And then just when you're
Up
looking
on
like this is
next door.
Santon,
Guy.
Yeah.
the most expensive square mile in Africa,
in Africa.
right? I mean, bro, you gonna be mad.
Yeah.
These are the same issues that are bubbling under here in Kenya.
Yeah.
These are the same issues. So it's easy to look at South Africa
And point
judge
fingers,
them.
yeah.
Me, I like to crack jokes, so I crack jokes about everything.
Yeah, but on a serious
it's
note.
also on a serious note that that shit that's happening in your country, you all need to sort it out.
What?
ASAP.
And
right?
it's crazy.
And I don't think
Actually
the foreigners
didn't
are the
know.
problem.
Yeah.
Because the things they're saying, like, we want to set up the shop here. It means your government is the one that's allowing people to come do legit business.
Because it's not like they're there illegally.
Yeah. So it's fucked
That's
up.
wild.
It gets so crazy over there. There's a place in Josie that's called Smash and Grab, and like it's a stretch like on a road where they would literally, you see how in Nairobi, if you leave your window down, to do Napita Githurai 45, they
Is that
snatch
what
your
Smash
phone.
and Grab is?
There, Smash and Grab is like, even if your window is up, they'll break it. Like they will break
Oh,
it.
yeah, I've seen that shit. Yeah,
they
I've seen
break
that shit.
it,
Yeah, they
steal
smash your
from you.
window. Yeah, because they've just seen an iPhone 15 in there.
You see what I
And
mean
steal
about like
your
the
stuff,
violence
and
in
then
that
they
country?
bounce.
It's also very scary. Like
Like,
But
it is
violence
what are you
is
saying?
great.
Here, up this road. Who? Up at Tuju, Adams, right?
Yeah.
My pal was robbed at gunpoint. Now, he was walking with his girlfriend, gunpoint, right? The average age of these guys is like
Children.
15,
Guy.
right? With a gun. What do you do?
Jesus.
You give them everything they
You
want.
give them.
I
Let me tell you,
swear.
and this is like a tip. If a young thug is robbing from you, right? Please let them.
Aki,
Don't
honestly,
even
children.
argue.
Yeah, don't argue,
just
don't
let them,
fight, yeah.
right?
bro.
Because these ones, they're trigger happy. They're just saying, they want to prove themselves. But a veteran, Amzaya has come to you like, we're to kila kitu.
Yeah, what
Sema,
meza?
"Fave, bloody wewe." That guy is going to try and reason
Be like,
with you.
Huka,
I
please,
promise
Huka,
you.
listen.
Yeah?
Eh.
Because he knows he doesn't want to go to prison over some dumb shit.
You know?
You understand? Like
But
a
at
phone.
15,
Yeah.
there's no way they're thinking like that.
Yeah. Guy is going to the nini seneli mfiatu alafu nikachukua hii simu angalia. Like this
Actually,
one's boyfriend in the movie was saying.
Hey,
He picks up
Lombotov.
the phone that he has just stolen, and he said, "Unapiga nani hapa ati darling? Kwani usikii hii simu imeibiwa? Unajua kwanza leo imeibiwa." I'm just like,
Way.
why don't you just remove the SIM card, bro?
you know, like give me the SIM card, keep the phone.
Yeah.
But do you know that's what kamtupe actually means? Like kamtupe ni msanye. Like
Oh, it's
throw
about-
them off,
Yeah.
and then because you saw how the movie started.
What?
Yeah,
Bruv,
yeah,
yeah.
kamtupe ni msanye.
So that's what
Yeah.
you were doing in the movie?
No, that's what my baby daddy was doing in
Okay,
the
I'll
movie.
watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it starts with them distracting someone in the car, and then someone.
Jimmy Gathu.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to
Damn.
Jimmy Gathu.
Yeah.
Jeff Koinange is in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, we're doing an plug for Kamtupe. If
Thank
you haven't
you.
watched it, watch it.
I don't
It
know
is
what you're doing.
dope, and it's on YouTube. So
Yeah.
even if you're in South Africa, you can still watch it.
Yes, you can.
When the power comes. Sorry.
But
Still
I
on
think there's
Shell Beach.
speaking of, there's a statistic my friend was telling me. I hope I don't butcher it. He was saying the amount of murders or like people who have died because of crime in a year in South Africa surpassed the amount of people who have died in the Ukraine and Russia war. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's how violent that country
No,
can
but
get.
then again, you know, like Russia does not disclose everything, so most
Yeah,
probably
that's
maybe
true.
they're lying.
They could be
Yeah.
lying, but statistically,
Yeah.
those are still very
Yeah.
high
That's
numbers.
crazy,
You know?
I mean, if you're
It's crazy.
comparing it to war.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Whoa.
I wonder what it's the statistics high in Kenya. But speaking of Kenya and statistics, the other day, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, KDF was recruiting. KDF being the Kenya Defense Forces,
Yeah.
and they called for an audition.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Recruitment.
Recruitment.
that one,
okay.
whatever.
Audition.
I'm an artist. It's an audition.
Yeah. Audition for
Because you have to
soldiers.
be auditioned. I mean, to me, it sounds more of an audition than a recruitment because they're just like, show us your teeth and then you have to smile.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. That
it's
is
not
an
that they're
audition.
just like there with their finger to 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you have to smile.
Out kind of
That
smile.
is an audition, right? And they have to see how you walk, right? To see if you have a limp, right? That is a catwalk. To me, that's
Seriously,
an
that's
audition,
how they do recruitment.
right? They have to see you running. You have to run around the pitch, right? And then also, of course, they have to see you talking. And if you stammer, forget about it. Forget. And I was told not to say this joke about why, but it's not really a joke. In case you don't know why, it's because you can imagine them there in the nini, and then the person is on the lookout and they are seen. And it can be difficult.
Some lives might be lost, right? Actually, honestly.
A grenade is thrown. A grenade is thrown, and then the
guys So those things, even things like if you're flat-footed.
What does being flat-footed have to do with anything?
Yeah, I don't know. If you have...
someone please tell me what the flat-footed part thing is.
I don't think you can run better.
Yeah. I'm talking flat-footed.
Yeah.
Me, I can't run and I'm not flat-footed.
No, as in...
I can't run to save my
life.
life.
You in action. You can. But that's not the point. So KDF recruitment was happening. Now, they had 350 slots.
Okay.
Do you know how many people showed up?
How many?
7,000.
Yeah, there were so many.
Yes. 7,000, right? And my question was, okay, guys, you're only taking 350. Where are the rest 6,750 supposed to go? And they have ambition of being in an army. Do you know who's going to take them next?
Al-Shabaab.
Thank you.
I knew it.
Right? You gotta use up this because why would the average young person, why would 7,000 young people want to join KDF?
Because they need
They could
money,
join
they
NYS,
need
there's the
jobs.
police service.
Why would 7,000 young people jobs?
Yeah,
right?
jobs,
It's not about patriotism.
yeah.
It's not about patriotism.
It's not about
But
patriotism.
you don't get to pay taxes.
Yeah, but still, it's a job. You know what
As
I
in,
mean?
You just want a
yeah,
jumper.
at the end of the day, it's a job.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you cross over the Akina Shababs, right?
Shababs.
They're also doing
Recruitment,
auditions,
yeah.
right? So you pata someone just telling you, actually, I'm not going to chapa this story because I realized there are people who, when you're chapping, you can be chapping a story about, man, Illuminati. And then they took me, they recruited me, and then they made me sacrifice somebody. So how many people did you sacrifice? Just one. Okay, how do I join? Because one man's poison is another man's meat.
Yeah.
Bas. 1,000%.
So I'm not going to tell you how Al-Shabaab recruit, but they're doing heavy recruitment, like in Kenya. Heavy.
Yeah,
and
no wonder like a lot of these Shabab guys are like born and raised Kenyans. You're like, wanawatoa wapi? These recruitment.
And they're doing them in the villages. Like in your shags and social they're recruiting.
Yeah.
Because end of last year, one of the largest numbers of recruitment was happening in Western. So you're thinking that this guy is called Sijui Abdullahi. That is a stereotype. You're just like, Wasonga. Yo poa me tustoe yo grenade. Nimekwambia so pula tusifanye hapa. They are coming from there. Right? So they're recruiting from everywhere so that it's not easy to spot.
To trace them.
Yeah, the average Kenyan cannot be able to spot.
Can you say it's like now it's the lack of jobs that is actually causing people to do this, man?
100%.
And also apart from that, even in the country of late, like have you noticed crime is on the rise? Like there's so many cases of robberies, of people as basically just like serious crime happening. The other day,
Kamtupe style.
The other day, my videographer just called me usiku and said, can you imagine I'm from a shoot, I've been jacked, I was really beaten up badly, my equipment has been stolen, I don't know what to do, I'm on my way to a police station. As in,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was lost for words. Like I just wanted to find out how he is. He ended up going to hospital usiku after writing up a statement with the police.
Yeah.
And I even wonder, like when stuff gets stolen and then you go to the police, unaandika kwa OB, does that shit even help?
OB in a period. As in period. As in
it doesn't help, by the way. I think it's just
the end
for sure
of the story.
Yeah.
Like me, my house was robbed, my car was stolen, right?
By
my
the
business
way,
was robbed in a span of like 2 weeks, right?
Excuse me, what was going on in your life?
Yeah, that's a story for another day. But
That
I
was
told you that
crazy.
story.
Yeah,
It was
I know.
crazy.
You know,
Remember?
you said
Do you remember when we walked into the house after? Oh my God.
You told me about the house. You didn't tell me about the business and
I
the
was
Nini in
with
the
this
same
guy.
time. I didn't
Kwabos
know.
was bashing. Like
Stop.
she was having fun. Huku anaibiwa kuna mtu anamhamisha.
Imagine, we were doing a gig at Kani. We're on stage,
What?
we're like, yeah, this was actually our first gig MCing together, right?
Guy.
So we're on stage, we're like, yeah.
Kumbe kuna mtu anakuibia.
And at this point, I'm like, okay, I can be a badass MC, yeah? Yeah. My house is being cleaned. I just looked at my phone when I finished. The Wochi has called me like 70 times, right? So I get to the house, it's open.
Oh my God.
Yeah, anyway, life. But then my car had been stolen before, and then my business.
Oh my goodness.
But young, just getting back to this thing for being stolen from, right? The crime is definitely on the rise. Why? Shortage. It's why I can't point fingers at South Africa.
Yeah.
I look at their situation and I'm like, shit, it's gonna get this bad, right? Why? Because the economy is getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Things, and there's lots of young, frustrated Africans. Like, by the way, guys, do you see old people?
No.
Yes.
What do you
That's
mean?
how young the population is.
Yeah, by the way.
That's how young
We're
our population is.
70% youth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like even as you're walking on the streets, it's very hard to find somebody who's like in their 50s, 60s, right? Because everybody's young.
Yeah.
Very, very young.
Rather the people who are hustling,
Yes.
they're
Right?
70%.
If I chomoka uni, I have a master's and I have no job. What do you understand is going on in my life?
Okay.
Frustration. I've been out here for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Then I partner with someone telling me, see your IT skills. See, we hack into someone's account.
Yeah.
And I'll be paying
What are you going to do?
And someone hires you. Like even that kid was probably in engineering. He was probably auditioning to start hacking. Because
Honestly, they got stole from
yes,
the MP.
I take you as a because these gangsters for the streets is easy to maliza them,
Yeah,
right?
very fast.
But this was for online. You just need to make sure you cover your tracks, and that's why you find banks. People are hacking into people's banks and just chomokaing with chums,
Yeah.
right? But one of the craziest one I've seen is the kidnappings, and I saw a really crazy one. Class 3 student was kidnapped. Class 3 from school.
What?
From school. So you parents who like showing at is the first thing to school? Show us there. Oh, that's where they go to school. We're coming for them. So those parents who show back at the uniform, you're just like, are you dumb?
So now,
We're coming for them.
So
I'd like to know that story. Is this like a bougie ass private school?
Some school too. Apa tu yani just
Regular.
regular school. So the teacher kidnapped the student.
Yeah.
The teacher, this class teacher,
Guy.
kidnapped the class 3 and then now started asking for ransom to the parents for 10 million. Right? So he was in cahoots with a kidnapper, right? So he was actually like, I don't know, alitoka hapa hata sijui, and the parents are like, and then the kidnapper asked for 10 million. 10 million.
And it's just a kawa school. So
where have you? Kwani umemtoa nini in Brookside? In what's that? Brabant.
Just for
Brookside.
context.
What's that?
Brookhouse.
Brookhouse.
For context for Zimbabwe, Ugandan, and Tanzanian friends, this is Tanzania. This is Kenya shillings. 10 million.
Yeah, 10 million. That's a lot of money.
I call it a lot of money. Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
It's like $100,000.
Yeah.
100,000. Hey,
No, not 100,000.
It's not 100,000.
10,000.
It's no.
Oh,
It's increased, so it's like maybe 120.
Yeah.
No, it's 80.
80,000.
Yes,
It's 80,000.
Yeah, our currency has dropped like that.
Oh,
Remember?
no.
Yes, there we go. We're at 80. So imagine this teacher kidnapped and then they asked for 10 million. Now, me, this is what I was thinking in this story. I'm like, this teacher, no
From
wonder una teach kwa hii shule.
You
Where
better
did
not
ones?
be teaching maths.
Honestly.
He better
Kwa
maths.
unaona hii shule, you can see the category of students you are dealing with. You think my parents can have 10 million and bring
From
me to your
where?
school?
Why
a
would
public
I-
school.
Exactly.
You know,
As
I
in,
think-
as in wakuna disposable 10 million imekaa pahali.
Udwanzi oi mwalimu ilitoka from the students. You know how kids usually say, oh, my dad has done this, my dad is like
Me,
this.
my dad took us to-
my dad is
Us,
this.
we are rich.
Probably this kid is lying
So
out
now
of
you're
their
going
ass.
to believe
And then,
what, 7-year-old?
The teacher ameamini.
You're
Tell
going
us
to believe
about
a
your
7
weekend.
8-year-old.
My
We
mommy
ate
took
chips.
me to do this. We did this. We did this. So the teacher is like, hey, wako na pesa.
Like,
No,
Nitakaiba.
but that teacher is stupid. How do you believe an 8-year-old?
This
Yeah, she
teacher,
is.
I'm telling you,
Or
this
he
teacher
is.
is stupid.
He's stupid. Fire him, in fact.
You're forgetting that 8-year-olds, when they're telling stories of richness, like, you don't know when you're a kid,
Yeah.
what you
Bro.
thought was rich.
Hey.
We're like, do you know we're rich? Why? We have a remote. Do you know we're rich? What did you do? We ate meat. Right? Like, someone tells you they're rich and then they tell you something so silly. We're rich. Yeah, my dad he bought glasses. You know, like, so this teacher is hearing these kids talking at rich. Nasema ule ndo tuna kidnap. And then they say, now just imagine on the other side, you're the parent, right? Me, let me just describe to you my parents. If I've been kidnapped in class 3 and then they kidnap, tumechukua mtoto wako, ako sawa, ako sawa. Munataka nini? Tell us anything you want. 10 million. Ebu mpatie simu nimwambie bye. Because 10 million.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy. Like there, my parents will just give up. At
They'd
least
rather
hapa
say
sema
goodbye.
10 bob, 10,000. Chezea hapa. But even that is dumb. As in,
Yeah.
you can see the kid is coming sometimes with torn sweater.
Yeah.
And you're asking the parent for 10 million.
Crazy.
Anywho, now let's talk about the kid. Because now that's where, when I saw this story, I was like, this kid, watch an imchanue, class 3 and you've been kidnapped. The next day, my parents, because they found the kid, they arrested the teacher. That's how we know the teacher was involved.
Yeah.
So now you can imagine these parents are just like, because it was a few weeks ago. Now they're looking for a new school for this student, right? Or they're returning me to that school, whatever, right? You just know, I'm never going back to school.
Yeah.
By then that's an excuse
I'm never
to
going
never.
back to school.
Yeah.
Every day the parent drops me to school, I'm just like, are we sure about this? Because the last time you left me here, I was
PTSD,
kidnapped.
PTSD.
Right?
No,
Are we
PTSD.
sure about school? Homeschooling, I think, is the best. Number 2, if they refuse homeschooling and they insist, fine. Every time the things become, I see my homework, I'm just like,
PTSD.
Make it the way I hated school. I'm like, someone should have kidnapped me.
Honestly,
like,
it would have been the best. And
this
why
one.
did you fail your maths exam? I was kid.
Or maybe they adapt the fact, like, have you seen nowadays the way young babies are being taken to school and then they go to school with the nanny?
Eh?
What do you mean?
As in just
class?
Yeah, to class. Like now this is before playgroup. Like it's a kid who's like a year, 2 years old. And then the parents are like, yeah, this one is a smart one. They can go and start. There's one on Mudangari. Yeah, I'm not going to mention it, but yeah, it's on that road.
Yeah.
Like they have a program for kids where the kid can go to school with the nanny. Because the kid is still young.
Then why are you taking them to school?
See, that's called a play date.
Basically.
So
As in basically one end, like you can go to any mall.
Yeah.
You can go to any mall and there's a place for your kid to play
bus.
Because you're there watching them.
and sleep.
So there's those ones. If you're a parent and then your kid gets kidnapped, so now you'll have to have an adult to go and accompany your kid and have your kid, like they have a big desk for the nanny. Ama the nanny is sitting at the back.
Serious?
Anaangalia mtoto hivi tu.
The whole day.
Crazy.
Hey.
Na sasa hiyo kuna watu wengine mtoto anafikishwa class for the first time class 7. And there's ati anaulizwa 1 2 3 na kuna mwingine
What do you mean
anaongea.
class 7? By the time wanaingia they are walking themselves to school.
Jesus
Wakiingia
Christ.
kindergarten. They are walking themselves to school.
You see this
You're
inequality.
talking about nannies.
Yeah.
Hey.
By the way, speaking of kids in Africa, there's this question I've always asked myself. TikTok has made me realize there's something wrong with us.
Very much
Not in
so.
a bad way,
But in
right?
a fantastic way.
In a fantastic
Yeah.
way. So I'll see a video of a kid. This kid is like 1 year old, right? But they are having emotional, intelligent conversations. There's a kid here in next door.
Yeah.
Hako 7. And they look at, mom, look at. They can't even construct sentences properly. Like, what is going on? These American kids are playing the artist. They become a DJ at class 2. It's like, I saw this kid. There's this kid who's like, I think 7. And he's a super producer. Like, he listens to sound. You've seen him?
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
What are we doing?
Guys,
What are we
there are
doing?
kids here who are just like, what is one? It is one. Is it? Wow.
Man, and it's so sad you get to see these kids on TikTok. I saw another kid who was coding.
Coding, exactly.
Man, making whole applications.
Nah,
and
you
games
forget
for
Have you seen that one
themselves.
who has a dad who's a doctor? And the mom is a lawyer or something like that. She has her own farm.
Yeah.
I kid you not, guys. This kid has like she asked the dad because she's like, because girls and their dads. So the dad is a master surgeon, like a brain surgeon or something like that. Like they're rich, bitch, right? You see me, my issues are there.
Kigai.
I'm with money in Africa. Anyway, so this kid will be like, Dad, how did the bone surgery go? Oh, we were doing the femur, and when you extracted it, and she can barely speak. She's 3.
And she knows those
She's
terms.
just here like she's eating her food, and she's just like, and you've given your child cocomelon. Nacha kunisumbua shika simu. Shika simu cocomelon. Your kid is baby shark. And there's a kid who's producing baby shark.
Imagine.
Like, what are we doing?
But
wrong?
you
Is it
forget
parenting styles?
No, I don't think it's parenting styles. There's a way someone explained it to me, but I can't really say it. Okay. First world countries are first world countries for a reason. Like, they've gotten past certain problems that third world countries have. Like us, we're here to just survive. Like, we're doing our best to survive. But them, that's why you'll hear people saying white people problems. Like, they don't have any other problems to deal with.
But you
know
see,
what I mean?
this is
I
my
agree with
question.
that. Have you ever seen-
Because we have so many other issues. For us to get to like a level where we are considered a first world country, there are certain things economically that we are supposed to have
But guys,
surpassed.
I also want to mention this, right? honestly to God, African parents, I think sometimes we tujiangalie, right? A lot of our parents had no business having more than one kid.
Yeah.
You had no business. You didn't have the money, right? I'm not talking about mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Ew.
We didn't need to struggle, right? You didn't need to tell me you didn't have money for school fees. I was just one, plus the money for the other 4, everything would have been okay.
Yeah.
Life would have been easy.
You'd have had time to teach me coding.
You see
would
what
have
I
had
mean?
time
Like
to teach me
economically,
how to be a producer.
Yeah,
If not
there are
economically,
things we have not gotten to
African
yet.
parents are counting kids as investment.
They
Right?
know, like, they'll take
so
care of me.
you're still at the traditions. I have to have like in our age set, like the average home would have like 4, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But now they've reduced. Now, of course, our age mates are just having 1, 2.
Yeah,
right?
baby.
'Cause
A lot of my
I
friends
have
are like,
one
me, I
was
just want
5,
one.
and honestly, like she shocks me, man. Just like 5.
At this age?
Yeah, and she's still like, even now she's pregnant.
Stop.
Yeah, 5. But she has the money. She has the money for
okay,
it.
that makes
and
sense.
she's a stay-at-home mom. So all she
That
does is
makes
take
all
care
the
of the kids.
sense. That makes all the
you
sense.
want to pop me out. I find another 3 of us here, right? And then you've gone back to Jobo. I never see you, right? Now I have mommy daddy issues,
Man.
right? It's like African parents, we need to style up, bro.
Yeah.
Like we didn't need all these kids, not in a bad way, but how would have we created the continent at this rate? Hey guys, why haven't you subscribed? Subscribe now. Hit the red button. Okay, if your TV is black and white, the gray one on the screen that says subscribe. Hit that. And then over there where there's a love heart, touch that. That's my heart. And then the other one that says share. Tell your peeps. The Atheist Society of Kenya is calling for us to have 1 kid policy. They
Yeah.
want the government to have a 1 kid policy. Do you think?
Nah, those guys are
it
just
won't
trying
work.
to like.
I think it will work because they're atheists.
It'll get to a point.
I think because in a Christian society like Kenya, you know how Christian we are. We're the Christianest that you'll ever meet, right?
Yeah.
We're so Christian.
There's a country.
I mean, we
There's a
are
country
governed
in-
by Christian law.
Who said that? No,
Who
we're
said
not.
it? No, we're not.
Not
Oh, let's
not
not
governed.
Christian.
I'm saying like the country is predominantly Christian and like everyone. Yeah,
That,
yeah.
And that is also a fallacy.
Yeah.
I think it's an identity. You know, like the way I identify as a Gen Z.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It happens the
that's
same
how
way.
That's how Kenyans are Christians.
There's a country in Europe. I can't remember which country specifically, but they were encouraging their population to have more kids.
Japan.
Because it's Japan.
They're
Because-
having an aging population.
Yeah, because the majority of the population
It's old. It's these
is
European
old people.
countries, like in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones are the
Even
ones who are.
Japan
And I
yeah, they're
think-
telling you,
problem.
please
I
come.
think we are
They're
going to
even
head
telling
there.
Africans.
We're going to get there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah,
what?
because it's this episode we've just spoken about, like when you look outside, you don't see any young people. You
Yeah.
don't see any old people.
Yeah.
It's because everybody's young. So now
Yeah.
see, these young people are only having one kids. So now we'll get to a point, we are the baboos.
Yeah.
And
We now want a younger population.
Now the younger generation are quite less.
Yeah, it
So
happens, yeah.
it's-
But I don't think that will ever happen
It's
for
a,
Africa.
more
you become a victim of your own success. So, like for example, Japan now, and then actually, I don't think we could have the same issues as Japan because
No.
their issue is they're aging really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You can have you have a town where the average age is 80.
Average.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are they eating?
As
So
in,
they can live for that
so
long.
you've seen these videos of them doing Tai Chi on the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, so we
right?
just
A bunch
start
of old
doing
people. You
Tai
think it's
Chi.
just those 4. That's just like, it's the whole country, right? But now the problem comes in, right? How does the country take care of the pensioners,
Yeah.
right? The workforce is smaller than the pensioners.
That's true. And
So
the
that's why
pensioners are living to like
Japanese
100.
Japanese young people don't want to have kids because they're so stressed, they're overworked, and they're constantly committing suicide. Same thing with South Korea.
yay.
Yes. So it is possible that we could get there if you don't balance the population.
Is Japan where I saw guys are paying to live like in between buildings? Like that's how expensive life is. Was it Japan? It was, I know it was.
India.
No, it wasn't
India,
India.
they
It
live on
was one of
rooftops.
those. It was either Japan or Tokyo. Like in
Hong
between
Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Like everything
they
is like
create
so
like
expensive.
shanties in between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in between like
I've
buildings.
ever
That's
seen this
where people
apartment
live.
that is just like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Imagine
like
people, and then you're
6,000
you're
units or
paying
some
like
shit
rent
that.
of like 80,000. That's cheap.
Yeah.
in Hong Kong.
Accommodation is a
I'm
big
like,
problem.
what? You're living in a box. And that box, it was the cheapest option.
Like
Okay, let me-
Nairobi. Okay, let's look at GTC. Have you seen the size of the ninis?
Huge.
They're small. Right?
Size of the what? The shops?
The GTC, the apartments and whatnot. They're not
GTC,
as,
which ones in?
GTC is that
This
building I
tall
love you, Nairobi.
building that has I love you.
That one, right?
Yeah.
And then here in this sides of Nairobi, have you seen these new apartments that are coming up?
They're small.
Mtu anakuambia 3 bedroom and anakuambia 120k, and literally it's
Small.
the whole apartment is the size of this studio, right? So this is what happens. You know what it's called? Say it with me. Gentrification. When your city starts becoming popping, right? And more foreigners can be able to move in.
Yeah.
What ends up happening? Us who are not earning in dollars, or we are from here, we don't have proper jobs.
Yeah.
The estate I grew up in, right? Most of us who grew up in that estate cannot afford to rent in that estate.
Imagine.
That's what gentrification looks like.
Yeah.
That the place has become so encouraging for other people to move in, right? And the reality is that's where we're moving to Kite. That's where we're moving to Ruiru.
Bas,
Satellite towns are popping.
Kiambu.
You grew up in Nairobi. You are raised here, but you can't afford to live
You can't
here.
afford to live here. But also, the same way we are saying we don't have structure, especially in our industry and everything, even when it comes to housing, there is no structure because there's
no structure in housing?
No. I mean, in terms of how they do the pricing.
Yeah.
Because someone can come and decide, same house as the one next door,
Yeah.
but me, I'm renting it for 50K.
Yeah.
And this other person is like, no, it's supposed to be 30K.
Yeah, actually, we don't
because
have,
it's supposed to be per square something.
Yeah.
But you think
Yeah.
landlords here pay attention to that? They're like, me, if people are supposed to be charging 50,000, I'll charge someone 80,000, and there's nothing you can do about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you just compare
So I
from
think
the
once
previous house.
I think once they're able to get those structures of how houses are supposed to be priced, it's going to be very
because
difficult.
unless the
but
government
that's
owns
why,
them.
yeah.
Unless the government owns them.
Yeah.
Because look, me, I've set up my place. I can say here I've put feng shui.
Yeah.
I've put vibes.
So
in here.
100,000.
So I'm charging
Yeah.
you for the vibes.
Imagine.
What you gonna do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in these other European countries and states, they don't care about vibes, man. Per square meter footage and location, like there's a whole science behind how you price for the neighborhood you're in.
But in those places, I think for them they've figured a point where, and you even said it, like for us, sisi tuko hapa to survive. Like
You are just surviving.
where our lives is.
Yeah.
And that's why
Hapo
when
ndio
you find
umetuweka.
that's why when you find
Pondo tumewekwa, please.
when you find a Kenyan, or rather a Kenyan who's made it, how they respond to a compliment, like, "Hey, Kombox, maze, you're looking good."
I
Nikungangana
imagine
tu.
anangana.
Imagine.
Imagine.
I
As
can't
in-
even say thank you.
Yeah, you
No.
can't even say
No,
thank
no,
you. You don't
yes,
feel
you can't.
like you figured.
But
Okay.
even forget that. I think it's also a form of, I told you how, like, when I went to Nigeria for the first time and I saw, okay, everything was culture shock from the airport, everything. But I just remember when everything. But I just remember when I got to the I got out of the airport, because the first thing is like, I forgot to change money here. And someone told me, no, don't worry, you can change it here. You can't change Kenya shillings in another African country.
You
guys.
can't,
Only
yeah.
Kenya and Uganda and TZ.
But BRICS is changing that.
Yeah.
BRICS would want us to start doing that.
I mean,
Yes.
let's wait until it actually exists.
Until
Yeah.
it pops.
Actually
Yes.
exists.
Because Americans
Yeah.
are working hard to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I think sorry, you
Yeah.
have something to
No,
finish?
go ahead.
Yeah, because I think it's figured a point where we need to start looking at our country or Africa
Our
itself.
countries,
our countries as something good, because it's just yesterday we were having a conversation and you said, like, you got to realize that when back in the day, when we're being shown pictures of heaven and how heaven is supposed to look like we're shown pictures
My
of
dear
Europe,
relatives just
Switzerland.
wanted to go to Norway.
You know?
I didn't know.
Imagine.
You know, there's this. You remember that book for Bible stories?
Yeah.
I don't know whether you guys had, because me, I was
But
raised
then,
SCA, the blue
they
one.
always used to
Yeah.
It was a
paint,
blue
yeah,
one.
yeah.
It was a blue one, and it had like stories of Jesus had the blondest kosh, guys.
You know?
The most goldenest hair. I just didn't know Jesus was from Denmark.
Imagine.
Right? Like,
They tried to
because
tell us he's from Denmark.
I know that there's no Jewish guy who has that blonde hair.
A Middle
Forget
Eastern.
it, right? There's no Middle Eastern who has
Yeah.
that. As in, you know, that sparkling.
Just Danish
and then
or
the
like
eyes
something.
were blue. They were matching the cover, the blue nini.
Yeah.
And then there was just the sky. And then there was animals drawn there. And then there's
Yeah,
mountains in the back
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Just beautiful landscapes
That
that,
was
you've
not
never seen.
Africa,
And
yeah.
me, I come from Kisii. I've seen landscapes. So I passed like escarpment, nini, right? But I would be like, Jesus Christ, man. And every time as a young person, like when I was growing up in primary school, high school, when I'd pray and close my eyes, I pray to Jesus, right? Of going to heaven. This is what I was picturing. That's the image you had,
yeah.
This one with the lions and the not this the dirty lions of ours. This one's for the heaven. They looked clean. They looked clean, right? Hey,
and our tigers. Our tigers look good.
Fast forward to the internet, right? And I realized, kumbe, my ancestors, just my relatives and all the people that we grew up with just wanted to go to Norway.
Imagine.
These photos were actually Norway and Switzerland.
Switzerland,
right?
yeah.
So our average people, like, you know, like someone in the ghetto right now, and they have that photo, they work at Haki Yesu, naomba nataka, tikise, watoto wangu, tupate rent, tupate nini, you know, and they're praying because they don't have anything. Imagine they just want a Danish guy who's living in Switzerland to help them out because that's not Jesus and that's not heaven. It's Norway.
It's Norway.
It's Switzerland.
And it's
Denmark. Right? And he got me thinking like, fuck, when are we ever going to get here? Because sisi, usasa kupeleka huyo mtu sasa huyo mwenye anasema haki Yesu. Alafu mpeleka introduce to my friend. This is my friend, it's called Jesus Gabriel from Brazil. Right?
Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus Gabriel from Brazil. And then he says he's going to take you around and pandishas you the train, and then you just see this landscape, and then you see a white moose there, a white moose sipping water. Do you see that video of the white moose? Some isolated white moose. Yes. You see that. We uniambie huyo anti wako wa Kibra hata fikiria amefika mbinguni.
Honestly.
Thank you.
Honestly.
And do you think if we gave white people like 20-30 years more, like tell them instead of leaving 1963, like you talk 1985,
we should have definitely
83,
yeah.
Where would we
have been South Africa right now? We'd be telling,
because South Africa was what, 94 was it?
Right now we'd be telling the foreigners to leave.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
but
they'd be like, okay, we are good.
I agree with you. We shouldn't. Hatungeanza hiyo nini mau mapema.
Tuliwatoa mapema.
Man. Said, unajua hizi areas zingekuwa hazinakaaje? Ningekuwa na hizi these houses that are cracked. Sijui mumetumia Kenovia, Nondari and Omolo have built a house, but then they've only used two mabatis.
Two pillars, right? Instead of all the four.
Exactly. Right? They've taken shortcuts. First would have waited for them, would have discussed up chini would be like, hey, see, wait for them to build highways, expressway, Deni has expressway.
Yeah.
You think South Africans have the need for highways?
No, they don't. They absolutely don't. Like, right? I feel like, and you could see that in Nairobi. You just look at the CBD, like there's a difference in the buildings, in buildings and streets.
Yeah.
Like there are those streets.
There's no structure.
What's that building for Moi Avenue called? The one that has shops and stuff. It's like known. It's like once you're not Moi. Yeah, it's Moi Avenue.
Nairobi Stones.
No,
the blue one.
No, there's another. It's just
Imenti.
Imenti.
Oh, Imenti.
Yeah.
Yes, Imenti.
Imenti. I know Imenti.
Wow.
I just haven't thought of Imenti in Hawaii.
Yeah. So now look at Imenti. Compare it to like this KCB building, right? These old ones or this standard building, like where the bank is, right? Compare those two buildings.
Different.
Yeah, as in the Imenti one is worn out.
Yeah.
We should have allowed them to finish putting buildings, guys. We should have waited malize wajenge kila kitu, we use the Queen's money. Then we're like,
thank you.
We want freedom.
Yeah, because we take a lot of shortcuts in planning and even like structuring our cities.
You know,
because if you go to European cities, like you go to Milan or you go to Paris, and you just get to see an aerial view of the city, you definitely know, Maze, these guys had a plan.
Yeah, they had a plan
in actually making this city. You just take it the streets, like in Paris, all the streets lead to the Arc of Triumph.
Yeah,
nice.
That's like a huge ass roundabout.
Yeah.
So when you look at it from
it's
up
like
there, it looks
nice.
like a huge spider web with blocks.
Yo. I'm not gonna let you badmouth Kenya here. Even as our roads lead to somewhere.
Where?
We just don't know.
Poverty.
We just don't know. They lead to somewhere.
Our roads lead to poverty.
It looks like it's just boxes and things that they just
in the chaos, there is a plan. But pipeline is the only place we didn't plan. Pipeline in Huruma.
Yeah.
Pipeline Huruma Kibra. Okay, Pipeline Huruma Kibra, even Langata.
You know,
Okay.
at least Kibra.
Pipeline Huruma Kibra.
At least
Langata,
Kibra is for
Doni.
squatters.
Wrong guy.
How do you explain pipeline? People built those buildings. You know,
See, the
Kibra
squatters,
is for...
they got money.
No, exactly. It's on the Gorofa. You know,
It's like an
Kibra
upward
is
slum.
for... That one you can let it slide because it's like legit for squatters. Pipeline, they built like that on purpose.
But you know,
Me, I don't understand.
I fear for guys for pipeline. Guys, like if you see what happened in
You
was it
can scratch your hand
Morocco
like this
or
and
Libya.
you're in your neighbor's house.
Did you see what happened in Morocco?
What?
Yeah.
Or it's Libya? There was an
Yeah.
earthquake.
Yeah.
Right? Now, these houses where it's basically built like, and then they're so close to each other. Like they are just like,
You do like this, you're in your neighbor's
They're
house.
like, it's at a sea monopoly. You know
And
when
they
you
even
buy
look-
monopoly like this?
They even look like they're not finished because you look at like the outside, there's no paint. You just see the mawes.
The
that have
mawes,
been
the way they were put
on top
together,
of-
yeah.
and there needs to be some level
Paipu.
of planning for
Yeah,
real
yeah.
to actually make our cities look aesthetically pleasing.
Popping.
Yeah. So that you can take an aerial view because
You know?
nowadays, if you want an aerial view of Nairobi,
Expressway.
The CBD.
you go to the CBD and you don't take downtown. You
Yeah.
face
Bus.
Upper Hill
Bus.
from
Yeah.
Moi Avenue.
From Moi
Yeah.
Avenue, you
and take
face...
that shot.
No,
Yeah.
no, but actually Nairobi has really changed because I've seen a shot from Gara, right? There's another cool shot from Gara, guys. I'd not seen that one before. Now,
Really?
let me just say from Gara, Nairobi Mengara. and then you look from now when you're looking towards Westlands, because you know we gotta show the expressway and those two new buildings we work over there,
Yeah.
right? And then now there's that one for Upper Hill.
Yeah.
And then there's one now when you're looking to South B and you're like, Ebu, let's stand the camera.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
I laugh now. There's that one from South B. Now you're facing South C.
Yeah.
Because not South C, turn to the left kidogo so that you can face Nairobi National Park. Because it's a beautiful view
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Those are the in-betweens, man.
Yeah.
They need a bit of planning.
Need
I
to
mean,
work on it.
we have some ways to go to be a first world country.
But you know what? Imagine we are headed there.
Yeah.
What do we have?
What do you mean, what do we have?
Determination. Coupled by corruption, which means it will take us a while.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
also, I don't know
Right?
if you noticed, I even posted it the other day, like Kenya has been trending a lot, especially in international like blogs and reels, and like people are showing off. People who are not Kenyans are showing off Kenya. Like I saw, there's this house there's a very popular house that's been shown in sides of, it's either Ngong on Ngong Road. Not Ngong. Ngong or Kiambu Road. You know those houses for, what? Sijui,
Is it the one that has the two
100,000.
lions?
No, not that one. Sijui what 185,000 USD can get you in Kenya.
Yeah.
I saw that on
Yeah.
a very huge international, because I like following these pages
Yeah.
for like houses because I'm trying to manifest wealth. So I saw it on that page.
Yeah.
I saw they posted that house. And then MT has named his daughter Nairobi, this South African rapper. Someone else in South Africa has named their child Kenya. And then I
But
saw
Kenya
some
is
other
popular.
trending. Yeah, like
Nairobi's
I've
not
just
number.
been seeing like articles and videos on international pages and reels
Even
and all
travel
of that. And
vloggers
travel
come
vloggers.
here.
Like Kenya is trending. I feel like there's something in the air. We just need to get our shit together.
But guys,
because other people are seeing what
Yeah,
Kenya has.
the city.
You know, they
That's-
can see the potential.
They are you now behave like South Africans, knowing that very well that's gentrification on its way. Because people love the city. From the continent, you're looking and you're saying, if there's a country I would move to, it is Kenya.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that happened to South Africa.
Yeah.
Once independence happened, everybody wanted to move to South Africa to get
Africa,
jobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that our economy is in the pits. As that is
It's in the
happening,
pits,
we're
man.
losing things to Rwanda,
Yeah.
to not to Uganda, to Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda.
We've lost to Tanzania as well. Uganda, maybe
We
football.
haven't lost to Uganda. Manji
Football.
didn't go to Uganda. They went to Rwanda.
Really?
Yeah, like there are companies that are actually
living.
living in
Yeah, they're
Kenya,
going
and I
to-
think
but they're going to
Manji is one of them.
Kigali, yeah.
Kigali, okay.
So we are in a space where we're buzzing, but because of our nonsense,
Our shit is not together.
yes,
Yeah.
we might not be the beneficiaries
Yeah.
of these goodies that are
Yeah.
happening in
Yeah.
the country,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So yeah, anywho, guys, it's hot, and have we reached the end?
Yes.